Good morning, beautiful people of God. Let me turn on. I have to look at my other video, make sure it's correct. How you guys doing? So, you guys, I'm trying to reevaluate, redo things better for my page. So, I decided to do something a little different. Instead of doing like every day with the Bible, I read the Bible every day, but instead of coming to you guys talking about the word every single day, I decided that I would take each chapter and spend more time on the chapter, just so I can get a better understanding of the chapter, and when I come to somebody to talk about it, that I'm not like in the dark. So now we're in John, 1 John 3. I got my coffee. Y'all got yours? Okay. I usually get up very early, you guys, to read with you guys and to get my time with God, actually. So, we're in 1 John. I also opened my Bible. This is the She Reads Truth Bible, and we're in 3. Okay. Okay. So, I wrote some notes. Let's go look at those. The one... Which one? Okay, 21. Okay, so we were in chapter 3. I usually like to look at the title of this, and I think it's a continuation of God's children from chapter 2. And it talks about has been born of him. Now let me read from this one, because sometimes the different versions do different things. So, think how much the Father loves us. He loves us so much that he lets us be called his children, as we truly are. But since the people of the world did not know who Christ is, they don't know who we are. Okay. So I felt as if, because some people technically don't believe in God, or just think it's just some fairy tale of Christ, technically, because it's like this, a lot of people say, well, I believe in a higher being and this and that, but then it's like, but Jesus Christ, no. It's so weird how people believe in things that I don't even know how to explain this thing, because it's just weird how people do things. Oh, I believe in God, but you can't believe somebody, that God sent somebody for us that's like us and him together so that we could be saved. Because a real person like me and you, fully flesh, ain't gonna work. We know that. Because y'all believe in God, but then y'all don't want to do right. So I don't understand that. So I'm gonna read my notes. I put, everyone has hope to see Jesus. Will purify themselves. Everyone who has hope to see Jesus will purify themselves. During the purification process, the heart and life changes. Whoever loves God loves his sisters and brothers. Those that belong to the devil refuse to do right. So those people that are racist, I'm talking about every color, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, everybody that has something to say, or even stereotypical, that's a form of racism. I don't care what anybody says, it's a form of racism. You can't sit up here and say, oh, white people can't cook. That's rude. That's very rude, y'all. Very rude. Or sit up here and say, you go to somebody's house and, oh, do y'all eat a lot of curry? Like, that's just rude. So, I'm sorry. Let me go back. If you choose to hate everyone, that is a form of murder. That goes for every color, nationality, and culture. The world has not been very kind because the devil is trying his hardest to turn this world upside down. God still calls us to love no matter what. In 1 John 3:18, children, you show love for others by truly helping them and not merely by talking about them. Now, I must be quiet for a second because y'all think about it. And let me see what Matthew Henry got to say when I go to that chapter. Verse, rather. Y'all think about it? Huh? Y'all is. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Let me read again. 1 John 3:18 says, "Children, you showing love for others by truly helping them and not merely by talking about it." That is a whammer. All this world do is talk about people and what they can and can't do instead of helping them. Then it'd be like, I ain't helping them with nothing. That's a problem too. Especially when people have a lot of things. Now, I do understand people feel like you help somebody so much and they're so ungrateful. But that's the same thing with Jesus and God with us. We're so ungrateful, y'all. We're so undeserving. And he still helps us. Yes, and yet he still gives us grace so that we can make it to be in such a paradise when we leave this nasty earth. And yet we still don't do right. Okay, love to the brethren is a sign that we have been born into the family. We may not like them all, yet we can love them. If we love, we live. And if we live in the deepest sense, we shall love. That is, we shall put others first, and our care for them will be tinged with the crimson of sacrifice. Love is not measured by the expression of the lips or the emotion of the heart, but by the extent to which we do or suffer. Ooh, wee. And that comes from, I'm pretty sure, my commentary notes. Man, that thing just hit me like a ton of bricks, even though I just sat up here and studied that for a week. That just really hit me. It's the extent of the sacrifice and the suffering. Then, if you want to go a little deeper, like my She Read Bible does that in the beginning sometimes when you're reading certain books. And I'm sorry, I don't have a Bible open, but I didn't want to do what it's doing now. Ooh. Writing stuff on my thing. So I'm going to push this back a little. Hope they don't break my lamp. Can y'all see that? Hope you can. Alright. Sorry to hit this stuff. But okay, so in the front, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. It'll say going deeper. And then I read 3. Excuse me, you guys. I apologize for that. 1 John 3:11-24. It has Deuteronomy and John 16-14. 1 John 3:11 says, "From the beginning you were told that we must love each other." Deuteronomy says to give people who are less fortunate than you. God sees everything that you do in giving. Do not give with a wicked heart. And I just think that, like, when you have to contemplate if you want to give somebody, that's kind of wicked. Now, if you don't have it and you like, man, Lord, I want to be a blessing, but this is my last $5. That's different, I think. I don't know. You got to talk to God about that. But I feel like when you have it, you be like, she don't look like she going to get cracked. I think that's the difference. Jesus dying on the cross was a needed event that had to take place. Jesus tells his disciples that him going away is beneficial for them. So the tears, Lord forgive me. So save the tears for another day. Okay. Certain seasons hurt to go through, but they are necessary for us to get through them and don't look back. Expedient means to bring together, be better for, and be good and profit. Because it does talk about that in my commentary notes. I think it was Adam Clark. He talked about it being expedient that Jesus died on the cross. It wasn't something that to hurt us, but it was something that needed to happen to be beneficial for us. If Jesus didn't die on that cross, we will all be very much more doomed than we are. Okay. And I think I wrote something else. What day was that? Saturday. Yes, on the 24th. All right. Now, this is all coming from chapter 3, me reading through and what I get from it, okay? Now, this was a good one. This is a good verse, y'all, that I highlighted. It got me. It said 1 John 3 and 12. Don't be like Cain, who belonged to the devil and murdered his own brother. Y'all heard that? Oh. Why did he murder him? He did because his brother was good and he was evil. My friends, don't be surprised if the people of this world hate you. So don't be surprised. And I have to realize that myself. I don't have many friends. And it seems like I see people around me like just successful in everything they do right away. Everybody want this from them. And I'm just like, what is it about me? Like, I could do something and people just don't want it. And I'm not saying I'm the perfect person. I'm not going to say I've done all the nicest things in the world. I know I haven't. That's very obvious. I think my downfall is talking too much. And I'm learning very quickly to be quiet. The Bible even talks about being quiet sometimes. I should have wrote that down and put that everywhere in my life. Be quiet sometimes. And because of me being that way, even now, people have an issue with me being quiet. But I just feel like that's just the spirit getting irritated, because they know when I talk, sometimes I tend to be foolish with my speaking. So I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do and be quiet. If it ain't useful and godly, ain't no point in me saying it. All right. Now, don't be surprised that this world hates you. All my life. And when I say hate, I'm not saying people was like, shoot her. I ain't saying that. But I've never had good relationships with a lot of people. Or people think so poorly of me, I guess. I don't know. I'm not really... I've never been like... You know how people have friends, they in groups, blah, blah, blah. I've never been the it girl. Never been the it girl. I've always been... And I apologize for hitting that. I've always been kind of just not that. Not the one that they want. You know, I've always been different. Does it make sense? Always been different. As an older person, am I upset about being different? No. As a younger person, yes, I was, because I didn't understand. I didn't have that thought process like being different is the way. You don't want to be conformed to this world. But now that I'm older and I've done some things, and now I'm like, I feel like I'm blending with the world. Now I want to be different. Look at there. So I say in this chapter, it talks about different things. Let's see. Okay. I love having this touch screen thing. It works for me and my son. We love it. In chapter 3:24, it says, if we obey God's commandments, we will stay one in our hearts with him. And he will stay one with us. The spirit that he has given us is proof that we are one with him. So, if you have the presence of God and you do everything you can to obey him, God will always be with you. God cannot dwell in a place of sin. You understand? He cannot dwell in a place of disobedience. He can't. Because he is the obedience. You see what I'm saying? He is grace. Why would he put himself in a situation that he doesn't have to be in? So, the Jews crucified their own, and that was Jesus Christ. But it was because they failed to realize whom he really was. Unfortunately, if they did actually know exactly who was there, there would have been no death of Jesus. Something that the world needed to happen in order for the sinners to be saved. The hope of Jesus Christ's return should be enough for us to do right and wait. But sorry, my camera went off. Something that the world needed to happen in order for sinners to be saved. The hope of Jesus Christ's return should be enough for us to do right and wait. But we all fall short of the glory. Thank God that he sent his son for a time such as this. So that when we fall, Jesus is standing in the gap for us and will pick us up every time. The Bible does speak on the subject of sin. 1 John 3 and 6. If we keep Christ in our hearts, then sinning won't be easy to touch. I'm paraphrasing, okay? And that's all the notes that I have on chapter 3. 1 John chapter 3. I hope you enjoyed this. I enjoyed it. I'm going to continue to do the videos, but they will be once a week instead of every day. Just so I can make sure that I am studying the way that I should and that I know what I'm talking about. Y'all be blessed and keep your eye on the prize, which is God. Because it says right here, if we keep Christ in our hearts, then sinning won't be easy to touch. So, and I paraphrase that. If y'all want to read it in the Bible, it says, everyone who remains in him does not sin. Everyone who sins has not seen him or known him. Y'all be blessed.